Good morning! I go to bed with my clothes on, and that's how you are going to save time. Not really, of course, not really. So I'm going to show you my real morning routine. Watch this and learn how you might be able to save yourself 30 minutes every single day. So this is my very simple morning routine. Obviously I wake up, my Echo wakes me up, but you can use your alarm clock. I throw back the covers, flick them in the air because I like to get some air and some freshness into the duvet, shake all the pillows, and I stand them on their end. You don't have to stand them on their end, but that's just how I like to do it. I fling open the window, get myself out of the bed, and then I will return a little bit later and I will close the window. But it doesn't matter how cold it is, the window always goes open because I like to send some fresh air through to the house. With the curtains, usually I don't bother with them because I like to wake up naturally. Now in the summer in the UK, that means that I rarely would set an alarm. It's just a very natural thing. And I tend to wake up about 5:30, 6 o'clock. I know some people would hate that, but I love it. I get so much done in the morning. So once I'm up, the first thing I do is I walk my dog because she is the priority, okay? If my husband's here, I'm very lucky. He will have done it and I would have got maybe a couple of extra minutes laying there, perhaps listening to the radio, but otherwise it's straight up dog walking gear on. I will clean my teeth. Sometimes I don't clean my teeth before I walk my dog because I want to just get her out and get that done and get back. But let's pretend that I'm not walking the dog today. So I will get up, go into the bathroom, and the first thing I do is I will jet wash my teeth and I clean my teeth. So you can buy a rechargeable version of this now. This one's called a water pick. I absolutely love it. I've had one of these for over 30 years and would never ever get up and start my day without using it. So you just fill up the reservoir, and if it's a handheld one, same thing, fill up the reservoir. Mine's got like a little thing. Make sure it's in your mouth because otherwise it will squirt you in the eye at high intensity. Go like that. So I just run it all around the edge of all of my teeth. Effectively, it's like a water flossing machine. You still have to floss, but that takes me like 25 seconds and it just makes sure that my teeth are super, super clean. So, and when it's finished, you just tip away any excess of that and then I just dry it. The reason I like this one is because it plugs in, it's much more intense than the battery one. I just don't think that they're necessarily as effective. I guess it's what you get used to and it doesn't matter either way really. So that goes away. Wash my face. Okay. At the moment I'm using Lizzo and I absolutely love it. So again, I'm just... I get my face creams at TK Maxx because they're really discounted and you can get some really beautiful ones. This is a brand from Australia or New Zealand and it's made with honey. So I really love that. Works out about £6 or £7 for a tub, which is really good value for money, right? So what saves me time is I know exactly where everything is in my cupboard. It's where I expect to find it. And that's the same with any kind of organising. I don't have loads of expensive kind of containers and stuff like that because all I need is that. All I need is my toothbrush. It's exactly where it's meant to be. My toothpaste is there and my face creams, my go-to stuff is there as soon as I open this. Now I need glasses, so if I didn't have my glasses with me upstairs, I've got a little tiny spare pair. They're invaluable and I just use those. I've got my cleansers, I've got some face wipes which I know are naughty but they're the biodegradable, and I think that as long as we're all doing our best, I think that's kind of a good thing, isn't it? It's the most we can do. So that's really simple, okay? The other thing that I forgot to put on is my HRT cream, and I've also got my patches up there. So again, they're exactly where I expect to find them. And one of those, if you know, you know, girls, just one of those slaps on your butt or on the top of your thigh. And that's it, but I don't need it today because I did it yesterday. That one's a daily cream and I keep it there next to my toothbrush because otherwise I might forget to do it and I don't want to do that. Okay, so that's that. I'm not gonna show you me in the shower. So with showering, I normally would shower the day before. Sometimes I'll have a shower in the morning as well. It just depends, like if it's a really hot summertime, just whatever you need. So when I'm in the shower, even though I'm not gonna let you see me in the shower really, this is what I do. So I have a shelf with my go-to products in. I would have loved a built-in thing, by the way, but we didn't have the space or the kind of space behind the wall to actually do that. So the next best thing for us is a shelf with my go-to products on there. Every single thing on here is something that I use and I need, except this one thing, which is new and I've just been given. I've put it there to see if I like it, and it's just a body wash. But normally I just have really simple, so I have a facial wash, I have a purple conditioner, that is a body wash. I just fill one of these containers with like a baby shampoo thing. It's just a bit more gentle. I have a shampoo and a conditioner, and I have my husband's conditioner and his shampoo. One day I'll get those fancy bottles with the names and things on. I just haven't got round to doing it. But the key thing is the stuff is where I'm expecting to find it, right? And then the other thing I love is to have a shower spray. So you can make up your own, and I very often do, but this one is a shop bought one. Every single time either one of us uses a shower, we spray it. My husband's real OCD, and so that he's a blessing really. So then we spray after the shower. And that's it. And that is like the regular thing. It doesn't matter. Even if I was really late, I would just spray. I'm never late, but really not like that. But it becomes as natural as cleaning your teeth. That's effectively what it is. So that whole routine, it's almost like you're on a stage, right? So imagine if it was a theatre production, every sort of section and every scene is just something that you play out in your head. And it's a really good way to think about it like that, because I find it quite helpful. You know what is coming next. It's like a storybook. You're reading the same story, you're just reliving the same story every single day, and that is how you get routine and you become more organised. So last night I put my jumpsuit there, it's ready and waiting for me, and that is what I wear to work every day. So my husband's already gone to work because he goes to work really, really early, and he will also hang his clothes on the hook. He does sometimes hang them on the end of the bed, but I'm okay with that because this is the spare room. He will, the same thing, get in that whole routine of putting all of his stuff together. And yeah, so I love my jumpsuit because I don't have to think about what I'm going to wear. And that's one of the things that I would really recommend to you. If you wear a variety of different things to work, try and limit your work wardrobe, because it's nothing more overwhelming than looking at yourself thinking, what am I going to wear? Oh, I hate this today. I feel fat today. Or yeah, I don't like this on me today. Or it's not clean, or it's not whatever. Whereas if you have a hook or a hanger, just put your stuff out. Same for your kids. Do exactly the same for your kids. It just makes life so much easier. Okay, next is hair and makeup. That's enough air for today. So I keep my makeup and my hair stuff in here. I have my makeup all set in the same 2 bags. Usually it's just in the 1 bag, but I've brought out 2 bags today just to show you what I use. And then my hair stuff is here. I have the same brushes every single day, hairdryer. And I have got quite a lot of brushes actually, because sometimes I like to have the big ones. They do different things, but they're in 1 box, and I will never ever have any more than that. And I'm good with that, you know. You don't have to just say, oh, I've got 1 or 2 of this, 1 or 2 of that. You know what it's like when you get a brush and you love it and you think, oh, I will just get another one of those, because you don't know if you're going to get it again. But it fits in there and it's nice and neat. I'm going to do my hair first, and I just kind of, this is brand new, so I'll just do, because I've been in bed and my hair's a little bit fuzzy, do a bit of a spray, which is just like a heat protection. I don't have my hair perfect, and I'm quite lucky. It's quite heavy, so that's good enough. So the key thing, I think, with your hair is finding a product that works for you. I'm using the Aussie stuff at the moment, but there's a variety of different ones on the market. Just find the one that works and stick with it. And then also you need two brushes really. One paddle brush if you've got long hair, and then a round brush, whatever size, depending on what kind of hair you have. I'm sure your hairdresser will recommend, but stay with it if it works. You don't need to change it. This is how I do my cord so that it fits. I hold that there. It's so weird because I'm saying this to the camera, but I realise that this is what I just do every single day. Like that, like that, like that, like that. That, and it goes there. If my husband uses this and he unravels it and shoves it in, I go crazy. I'm like psycho hairdryer woman. It has to be like that because it doesn't unravel and it sits in there perfectly. So that is that. That sits at the front. The brushes go on the top. Okay, now for the beauty. I'm super lucky because normally my husband brings me up a nice cup of tea. So there we are, there's my tea today. I use MAC Face and Body, which I absolutely love it. It's just a product that I've used forever. It's just light, don't know, just works for me. So the other thing I like about it is I literally just slap it on. That's that. And then I use, it's a bit like a moisturiser, right? It's not really like a traditional foundation. Then I use Stay Lauder. I've used it for years. Just go there and they will colour match you. And that goes in the corners there. That's all I do. A line down my nose, one around the outside there. I have a little bit of rosacea on my cheeks, a bit more on that side, so I tend to put a little bit there and some there on my chin. This is like my really quick routine. I kind of feel like trying to slow myself down for this because I want to be able to show everything. Then I have got, this is actually Bobbi Brown, but I've put it in my little palette, which is the palette that I carry around with me everywhere. So it's just a cream blush. I switched to cream products probably in my 40s just because they don't sit in your wrinkles so much, but it's very personal what you. And I like it because I can do that with my hands. It's very forgiving. This isn't precise, guys. This is literally what I will do every day. The palette that I'm using for work at the moment is this one by e.l.f. I also love MAC. They're my favourites. I broke that, so excuse the thing, it broke when I was on holiday. But what I like about these is it just gives you that limited palette, and I wear the same one every single day for work, so I always look the same. The reason I do that is for consistency, continuity, for if I'm filming. So I literally get the tiniest bit of the dark, and that's my eyeliner. Look, I'm doing that without even a mirror. That's how good my routine is because I can pretty much do it with my eyes closed now. The next one I use is that darker colour in the middle, and that's there. Now, I don't always use one of these little things. Normally I'll use my fingers. I'm trying to be posh today. So if I'm doing that one, I just do that. That's like that. Same finger there. Just, oh God, I just put it on my thing. But that's okay because it will rub off. And then that's it. Look at that. It's like painting by numbers. That look alright? God, now, when I was in my like 20s, I would spend probably over an hour just putting on my eyeshadow. These days, it's like play school painting. Mascara, what's this one? I think this one is like a Max Factor one, but I've also got a really nice one that I got in TK Maxx. Again, it was just like a really nice brand, can't remember what it was, but I bought 4 of them, okay? And in a minute, I'm gonna show you my makeup stash, because I do like makeup, even though I tend to be a creature of habit these days. I do like nice eyeshadow palettes, and sometimes my sister will buy me one, because she knows that I won't necessarily buy it for myself any longer. Right, that's gone a little bit clumpy, but you'll get the idea. And then my lipstick is, I use a Revlon Colour Stay lip pencil. I think it's Rimmel or something. I don't always line my lips, but it takes seconds and it does make a nicer finish. This stuff lasts 16 hours and I genuinely will not touch up my makeup all day. Even if I went to an event, the most I'd ever do is take a lippy with me. I just wouldn't bother otherwise. So that's it, that's me done. I forgot this one. This is my latest purchase. This is by e.l.f. I wanted something that was going to keep my eyebrows in position. So one thing that I hate in photos, you know when one eyebrow goes really weird? this stuff's amazing. It's like a glue, okay? So you put it on, it goes on a little bit white, but that will set off clear and your eyebrows don't move. You can do the same thing with a bar of soap and a tiny, tiny little bit of water, but that goes really funny. And if you do get wet, you'll get soap in your eyes. Do not recommend that. Because bushy eyebrows are in now. This is my take on bushy eyebrows. Hey, but look, I think that's really good. And they will not move now. Brows done. Okay, so I just wanted to touch on just having a small amount of makeup, and it's your go-to every single day. So I have my little makeup bag here, which is pretty much the one that I use all the time, okay? Could do with a clean, so apologies for that. But point that I'm trying to make is I try and have everything that I choose makeup wise will fit right back into here. Okay, now I decant some of that into here, and on a daily basis I would normally use that, and that literally just fits in that tiny little makeup bag. Okay, so when I went away recently, I actually took this with me on the plane, and that was all I used all holiday. In fact, I lie, I think I put an extra gold one. That's right, I took that one. So it's the same e.l.f. palette in green with the gold, which is really pretty, and again it just fits in there perfectly, and that was all I needed for a whole like 11-day holiday. That was it, and that should really be all that you need to take away. Don't need to even wear makeup every day. Even if I left that on the side and I didn't put that away, it's quite neat and tidy, right? So that is my morning routine. So if you liked what you saw today, if you can like and subscribe, I can show you regularly time-saving tips that will work for you.